iPhone 17 Pro Max, Apple's biggest, boldest, and most confusing flex yet. But here's the thing nobody saw coming. After bragging about titanium like it was the holy grail of durability, Apple just ditched it and went back to aluminum. Yeah, the same stuff your soda can is made of. So, what gives? Did Apple get nostalgic, or is there a sneaky engineering reason they're not shouting about? Stick around, because by the time we're done, you'll know whether you should upgrade, skip, or just laugh at the fact that Apple managed to rebrand aluminum as if it's some exotic space-age material. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is the regular iPhone 17. The one people will shrug at in the store until they realize it's secretly the glow-up of the year. On the surface, it looks almost identical to the iPhone 16, but here's where Apple pulled a sneaky power move. The base model finally gets promotion, which means your scrolling is now smoother than your friend ghosting you after just one drink. It's rocking a 6.3-inch display, the A19 chip, and the new N1 wireless brain for stronger Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The rear camera is a 48-megapixel fusion sensor that actually makes last year's iPhone look like it's shooting on a potato, and the front camera now does an 18-megapixel center stage trick that crops and adjusts on the fly when more faces pop into the frame. And yes, Apple swears the battery lasts longer, but we've all been burned by that promise before. Let's be honest, Apple could slap improved battery on a cardboard box and half of us would still line up for it. Question for you though, if the only difference between your current phone and the iPhone 17 is smoother scrolling and a shinier selfie camera, would you drop $799 just to flex promotion at Starbucks, or nah? But here's where things get spicy, the iPhone Air. This is Apple's thinnest phone ever, and when I say thin, I mean you'll pick it up and wonder if they accidentally forgot to put a battery in. It's ridiculously light, insanely sleek, and surprisingly powerful, packing the A19 Pro chip, a 6.5-inch promotion display, and a titanium frame that feels premium without turning the phone into a brick. The catch: you only get one rear 48-megapixel camera instead of two, and instead of stereo sound, you've got one lonely speaker trying its best. And let's not ignore the battery situation. Apple calls it all day, which in Apple terms usually means all day, but only if you don't actually use it. They already announced a special MagSafe pack made just for the Air, which basically screams, yeah, we know the battery sucks, but here's a $129 accessory to fix it. Still, the iPhone Air is the first time in a while Apple's given us something that feels truly new. It's not the most practical, but it's definitely the most head-turning. And here's the twist. The Air isn't just a one-off. If people actually buy this anorexic iPhone, don't be surprised if next year's Pro models start slimming down until they're thinner than your patience, waiting for Siri to answer a simple question. Now we've got the big boys of the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. These are the phones Apple built for people who refuse to settle for anything less than most powerful ever. The new back design features what Apple calls a plateau, which is a fancy way of saying giant camera bump, but it's not just cosmetic. By cramming more components into that plateau, Apple freed up space below for the biggest battery ever in an iPhone. Combine that with vapor chamber cooling, and you've got a phone that can actually handle gaming marathons without cooking your hands like a George Foreman grill. The A19 Pro chip is in here too, obviously, because Apple never misses a chance to flex about being 20% faster at things you'll never notice. And the colors? Cosmic orange and deep blue. They look so good you'll suddenly hate the black slab in your pocket. But let's circle back to the aluminum thing, because that's the weird part. Apple ditched titanium, claiming aluminum spreads heat better and works with their new coating. Translation? Your phone will run cooler but also scratch faster. So yeah, grab a case. Comment time. If you had to pick today, are you rocking cosmic orange or deep blue? So when should you actually upgrade? If you're still rocking an iPhone 11 or older, now's the time. You've been holding out for 5 years and your phone probably cries every time you open TikTok. Jumping to the iPhone 17 will feel like trading in a beat-up Honda Civic for a Tesla. If you've got a 12 or 13, it depends. If your phone's still running smooth and your battery isn't trash, you can chill. But if you're constantly deleting apps for storage or watching your phone die before dinner, then yeah, it's upgrade o'clock. And if you're on a 14 or 15, do yourself a favor and skip. No amount of extra megapixels or vapor chamber marketing is worth spending another $1,200 just to brag at brunch. But here's the truth bomb. The iPhone 17 lineup is less about one phone being the best and more about Apple creating a flavor for every type of iPhone addict. The regular iPhone 17 is the sleeper hit, the Air is the stylish daredevil, and the Pro Max is the full-blown flex machine. Personally, I think the $799 iPhone 17 is the smartest buy this year because it gives you 90% of the Pro experience without draining your bank account like it's an ATM on payday. But the real question is, which one are you actually buying? Drop it in the comments because I need to know how many of you are about to flex cosmic orange selfies on Instagram. And that brings us full circle to where we started. Apple ditched titanium, gave us the thinnest iPhone ever, and somehow made the base model look like the MVP. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is still the ultimate powerhouse, but depending on your budget, the real winner might just be the phone nobody was hyping. And if you thought this video was wild, wait until you hear the first leaks about the iPhone 18 because Apple might be cooking up something that makes the Air look like a prototype. Hit subscribe now because trust me, you're going to want to see what's next. Peace out.